Namaskar. Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about a small topic, Workman compensation reserve. It is a subtopic of the chapter, change in profit sharing ratio among existing partners. In this topic, reserve is a familiar word for you. What is reserve? It is a portion of the profit earned set aside to meet the future contingencies. Then, what is Workman compensation reserve? It is a reserve created to meet the possible claims of occupational hazards and accident of the employees. Now we will discuss about the accounting treatment of Workman compensation reserve in various situations. First situation. The claim for Workman compensation reserve does not exist. The firm already keep Workman compensation reserve in the balance sheet, but the claim or liability against Workman compensation reserve does not exist. What will be the accounting treatment? If such a claim is not reported, the full amount kept as Workman compensation reserve is distributed among the partners in the old ratio. Listen, once again, if the Workman compensation claim is not reported, the amount kept in the Workman compensation reserve is fully transferred to partners' capital account in the old ratio. Now we will watch how to write the accounting entry. Accounting entry is Workman compensation reserve account debtor to partners capital or current account. Workman compensation reserve is credited to partners capital account in the old ratio. See children, the Workman compensation reserve is the reserve created and kept in the liability side of the balance sheet. You all know that the items appearing in the liability side of the balance sheet will have a credit balance. If a claim does not exist, the full amount will be transferred to the partner's capital account. This amount will be cancelled. The Workman compensation reserve is to be cancelled and transferred to the partner's capital account. In order to cancel that amount, we will give a corresponding debit and that amount will be transferred into the partner's capital account in their old ratio. So once again, if the claim for Workman compensation reserve does not exist, the full amount kept in the Workman compensation reserve is transferred to the partner's capital account or current account in their old ratio. Next, the second situation, Workman compensation claim will exist. The accounting treatment of such situation will depend upon the amount of the claim. Then, the first case, if the Workman compensation claim reported is same as that of the Workman compensation reserve. For example, the firm kept 50,000 rupees as Workman compensation reserve. In that year, the accident claim reported is 50,000 itself. How will we do that? In such a case, the full amount kept in the Workman compensation reserve, that 50,000, will be transferred to the Workman compensation claim account. Then we will see how to write the entry. Workman compensation reserve account debtor to Workman compensation claim account. Narration. Workman compensation claim adjusted. Once again, the workman compensation reserve and the claim reported is same. The claim will be settled from the workman compensation reserve account. Next situation, workman compensation claim reported is less than workman compensation reserve. For example, the same amount of workman compensation 50,000 is kept inside the balance sheet, but the claim reported is only 25,000. That the claim is less than that of the workman compensation reserve. What will we do? In such a case, we will settle the claim of 25,000 from workman compensation reserve, and the remaining amount will be transferred to the partner's capital account. Once again, children, if the claim reported is 25,000 and the workman compensation reserve kept in the balance sheet is 50,000, how can we do that? The claim will be settled from workman compensation reserve up to the extent of 25,000, and the excess amount of 25,000 in the reserve will be transferred to the partner's capital account in the older issue. Then we will watch the entry. Workman compensation reserve account debtor to workman compensation claim account to partners capital account, capital or current account. The narration will be the surplus amount is transferred to partners capital account, partners capital or current account in the old ratio. In the old ratio. Third situation, workman compensation claim is more than the workman compensation reserve. Imagine that the amount kept in the balance sheet is 50,000, but the workman compensation claim reported is 75,000. How we will make this compensation? In such a situation, you will compensate the claim from the workman compensation reserve that much extent, and the excess amount needed will be taken, or it is debited in the revaluation account. Why it is debited in the revaluation account? Because it is a loss to the firm. This excess amount taken is a loss to the firm. It will be suffered by the partners, so it will be debited in the revaluation account. Now we will watch how to write the entry. The situation is workman compensation claim reported is more than workman compensation reserve. Workman compensation reserve account debtor, revaluation account debtor to workman compensation claim account. Narration. The excess amount needed for compensation claim will be debited in the revaluation account. See, the entry will be workman compensation reserve account debtor. In that example, workman compensation reserve account debtor 50,000 revaluation account debtor 25,000, to workman compensation claim account to 75,000. Now we will summarize the topic. Listen carefully. Workman compensation reserve. Here we will discuss the main two situations. One is workman compensation claim does not exist. If the claim does not exist, the full amount of workman compensation reserve is transferred to the partner's capital account in the old ratio. The second situation, workman compensation claim exists. In such a situation, the treatment will be dependent upon the amount of the claim. See children, the workman compensation claim reported is equal to workman compensation reserve. The full amount of workman compensation reserve is used for meeting this claim. Second, workman compensation claim less than workman compensation reserve. Here, the amount of claim will be settled from workman compensation reserve and the excess amount is transferred to the partner's capital account. Then the last is workman compensation claim is greater than workman compensation reserve. In such a case, the workman compensation reserve is not enough to meet the claim, so we will take some amount from ourselves. That is a loss to the firm. It will be suffered by the partners. So definitely it will be debited in the revaluation account. So the last entry will be once again workman compensation reserve account debtor, revaluation account debtor to workman compensation claim. Is it clear children? Wish you